Hello and welcome. Today, we're getting practical with 9 game-changing crypto transaction tips that actually work in 2025. Think of this as your cheat sheet to make Bitcoin, Ethereum, and multi-chain payments cheaper, faster, and safer. Whether you're paying a freelancer in France, rebalancing a portfolio, or sending tiny device payments. The big idea most people miss, your wallet's address logic maps to the network's transaction model. UTXO chains, like Bitcoin, act like cash bills. Account chains, like Ethereum, act like a running tab. Understand that, and the same payment won't cost 50 cents one day and 50 euros the next. Most high fees come from poor UTXO management or nonce mix-ups. Fix those and headaches drop fast. Tip 1. Master coin control on UTXO chains. Every incoming payment is a separate bill. Spending lots of tiny inputs bloats transactions and fees. Consolidate dust when fees are low. Spend from a few larger UTXOs when fees are high. Practical move. Quiet weekend mornings, Sunday CET is great. Set alerts for less than 10 sats per VP and merge small inputs. Result, 40 to 60% lower fees and better privacy. Use wallets with coin control, Electrum, Bitcoin Core. Fees can swing 10x in 24 hours. Timing matters. Peak congestion often hits 2 to 6 a.m. CET. Cheapest windows are often European weekends. Tip 2. Manage your nonce on account chains. Your nonce is your transaction counter. One underpriced, stuck TX locks everything behind it. Fix, replace the stuck TX with the same nonce at a higher gas price. Don't wait hours. If you sent at 8 GUI and the market jumps to 25, resend at 30. Enable nonce display and check your pending queue before sending new TXs. For big savings, use LTs like Arbitrum or Base, often under a cent with millions of daily TXs. Tip 3. Address formats aren't cosmetic. On Bitcoin, prefer BEC32 SegWit or Taproot, BC1:BC1P, for 20 to 40% smaller weight and stronger checksums. On Ethereum, ENS names reduce copy-paste errors and look professional. If someone sends a legacy 1 BTC address, ask for BC1: and save 20 to 30% over time. Tip 4. Debug with the 3F framework. Funding, fee, finality. Funding. Do you have spendable balance? On Bitcoin, are inputs confirmed? On Ethereum, do you have native ETH for gas and the right token approvals? Fee. Are you priced for current conditions? On Bitcoin, check mempool and use RBF or CPFP. On Ethereum, check base fee plus tip and resend at market if needed. Finality. Are you waiting the right confirmations? Bitcoin 1 to 3 blocks for many counterparties. Ethereum a few blocks for most apps. L2 withdrawals have challenge windows. Normal. Tip 5. Batch and schedule. On Bitcoin, batch multiple payments in 1 TX to pay overhead once and slash per payment fees. On Ethereum, use batching or multi-call if your wallet app supports it. Schedule around the clock. European weekend mornings are often cheapest. Asian hours tend to peak. Set fee alerts and run consolidation and batch jobs off-peak. Tip 6. Use RBF and CPFP smartly, UTXO chains. Mark sends as replaceable so you can bunt fees later without stress. If something's stuck and not replaceable or it's incoming, use CPFP. Spend the change received output with a higher fee to pull the parent through. Watch sats per VP, not just fast, slow presets. Tip 7. Choose the right rail. Everyday transfers, L2s like Arbitrum and Base give near-instant confirmations with 90% plus lower fees. Recurring payouts. Consider stablecoins on a low-fee L2 instead of mainnet. Before bridging. Check destination liquidity and bridge reputation. Sometimes buying the asset native on the target chain beats bridging. Compare total cost, not just sticker fees. Tip 8. Avoid address reuse and label everything. On UTXO chains, reuse leaks privacy and winks history. Use fresh receive addresses from your HD wallet. On Ethereum, keep a clean address book and label counterparties, exchanges, and your own hot versus cold wallets. Fewer mistakes, faster reconciliation, easier audits. Tip 9. Run safety nets, test sends, and approval hygiene. For first-time counterparties or large amounts, do a tiny test transaction. On Ethereum, avoid unlimited token allowances by default. Periodically revoke old approvals with a trusted revoker. On hardware wallets, verify chain, asset, amount, and destination before confirming. If your wallet supports simulation, use it, especially for contract interactions. Businesses, set per-transaction limits and require a second signer for high-value payouts. Quick, real-world flow. You're in France, paid in Bitcoin 50 times, 20 euros each. It's Sunday morning, fees are calm. You open a coin control wallet and consolidate tiny UTXOs into a few larger ones to cut future fees. You need to pay 2 suppliers, one in BTC, one in ETH. For BTC, request a Betch32 address. Spend from a larger input. Mark as replaceable in case mempool flares. For ETH, supplier gives an ENS name. You pay on an L2 for a fraction of a cent. You check your nonce queue, add a competitive tip, and it confirms quickly. If anything stalls, run funding, fee, finality, and fix it in minutes. Numbers to anchor your expectations. Bitcoin handles hundreds of thousands of transactions daily. 80% plus of spends now use SegWit, trimming 20 to 30% off weight. Ethereum blocks finalize roughly every 12 seconds. EIP 1559 reprices constantly and burns base fees. L2s routinely hit millions of daily transactions with 90% plus fee savings. Your quick action list. Turn on coin control in your UTXO wallet. Plan a weekend consolidation if you've got lots of small inputs. Enable nonce display in your EVM wallet. Learn to replace a transaction with the same nonce at a higher fee. Default to Betch32 taproot on Bitcoin and ENS on Ethereum. Use the 3F framework to debug stuck payments. Batch payments and schedule around off-peak windows. Use RBF and CPFP as safety valves. Pick the right chain for the job. Avoid address reuse. Label everything. Do test sends for new counterparties and keep approvals tight. Do these consistently and you'll feel the difference. Lower fees, fewer stalls, and far less stress. That's how you go from crypto user to crypto pro in 2025. Thanks for listening. And if this helped, share it with someone who keeps asking why their transactions are slow or expensive. You've got the playbook now.